Welcome to the Writers' Corner live show. On the Writers' Corner live show, we connect authors to each other and we help readers to find new authors to love. You will meet seasoned as well as new and aspiring authors. So we invite you to get the backstory on our featured authors this week, none other than Lexi Rains. Hello and welcome to the show. If you're just joining us, I am your host, Brigetti Limbanda. I'm a live video camera confidence coach, a talk show host producer, and a live streaming advocate, and I like to help brands, entrepreneurs, social good initiatives, and of course, authors tell their stories online and have a great experience. My co-host is Mary Elizabeth Jackson. She's an award-winning author of the Poolicious children's book series. She's also busy working on another book and a movie screenplay. Mary is a wife, a mom to three humans who inspire her. She's also a special needs and disabilities advocate, and she lives in Nashville in the USA. And I am down under in Cape Town in South Africa. So if you're joining us live or on the replay, welcome to the show. Please do tell us in the comments where you're from. Which continent are you from? Which state are you from? Which town are you from? Let us know where you're watching us from. And if you're watching us on the replay, do type hashtag replay so that we know that you watch the show on the replay. So welcome to the show, Mary. How are you?
I'm good. I'm good. How are you doing? And we both have black on, but you're warm because it's winter where you are, and I've got my shoulders showing because it's hot where I am. So we are total polar opposites, aren't we?
Actually, we're just going into spring here. We're in spring.
Right. And
It's
we're going
not that,
into fall, so it's still kind
yeah.
of, yeah.
We're kind of switching over, but I've been down with bronchitis for the last 2 weeks, and I must say I've missed doing the show terribly. And that's
Oh,
why we're doing an extra show this week because we don't normally go live on a Monday. Our Writers' Corner live show is usually on a Tuesday,
mhm.
but we're trying to play catch up. So it's great to be on again.
I know, I missed it too. And it's one of the things we do every Tuesday. And it's so exciting to meet new authors and hear stories and even, interview and re-interview people we have interviewed before, kind of going along their journey and new things that are coming up for them. It's so exciting to keep up with people. And I'm really excited about Lexi being on today. She is a young person, and I say young because she's still a teenager. And so she's got her entire life ahead of her. And she's very motivated and working so hard in her young life. She's a teenager or a young woman who she has goals for herself. She has a path to follow. She has things that she wants to do and accomplish in her life. And it's very inspirational to see that as an adult, isn't it, Brigetti, to see, a younger person who's on this, trail blazing along in her life to make a difference in the world and to have some great experiences as she goes along. So she's got a couple of platforms, and we should bring her on and let her tell her journey and what she's doing. And I have her book here, and I love her book very much.
Oh, absolutely. So I want to first say welcome to everyone. Bridget watching us on LinkedIn at the moment. Hello to our audience on Facebook, on YouTube, on Periscope, on Twitter. Welcome, everyone. Please tell us again. Bridget told us she's from Vienna in Europe, so welcome to you.
Nice.
And just by way of introduction, by introducing Lexi, she is the founder of Music Matters, a nonprofit organization. She is the national influencer for the Country Music Association founders It Starts With Me campaign. And hello to Sebastian in LinkedIn as well. Lexi is also the youngest member of the Denison Performing Arts Board of Directors. She's a veteran of StageStruck Performance Troupe. She is a Red River dancer. She's a co-director of Starlets. She's also the Miss Frisco's Outstanding Teen 2019. And her latest accolade, of course, is becoming a children's book author. And she tells us that she shares her personal story through her book, Harmony The Hippo, about finding her voice and reclaiming her passion for music. So, shall we welcome Lexi, and hello to Dr. Chitachi on LinkedIn as well. Great to have you join us. So
Mhm.
let's give a warm welcome to our special guest for today, Lexi.
Hi.
Hi, we're so excited you're here. You have like a very impressive bio at your age. Not
Oh, thank
everybody
you.
had a bio like that. It takes a long time, you know. Yes, we want you to share your journey with us. And, you know, you're also part of a musical family. So, you know, you share that part as well. And that's kind of, you know, the book has a lot to do with the fact that you come from a musical family, don't you?
Absolutely, yeah. I've been singing since, I like to say I was born on a Wednesday and on stage on Saturday, because that's really the truth. My mom had me on stage the Saturday after I was born, so
Oh, wow.
I've
Wow.
literally been on stage my whole life. So
That's awesome. That's awesome. And you know what's really great about Lexi is I think she's a true beauty outside as well as inside. And I've seen that through all the conversations that we've had on the phone or even through messaging. Like so many people use Messenger and texting, you know, getting in touch with people and being able to have conversations. And I know like Chris Golden, that's how I communicate with him so much is through iMessenger, and it's a wonderful way to communicate. But you know, it's really nice to see, you know, I think you're just a true beauty inside and out, and what an inspiration for other young men and young women, you know, being that true self.
thank
It's
you. Thank
important.
you.
So Lexi, what inspired you to want to write your story from the perspective of a children's book? What inspired that?
Well, honestly, I've never thought of myself as an author, or I never thought that I would become an author. But like I said, I've been singing my whole life, and I haven't always had the confidence that I do now. When I was in about middle school, I went to my first sixth grade class, and my teacher asked me, "Hey, do you sing as good as your sister?" And she was in high school at that point, and it kind of just knocked my confidence, because at that point I didn't believe that I was as good as my sister, and I didn't feel that I had the abilities that she had when it came to singing and performing. So I quit singing for a really long time, and that was my true passion, and I just gave up on it for a couple of years actually. And it wasn't until it's not in the book this way, but it wasn't until my school's music teacher convinced me to audition for the musical that I got back into it, and I found my passion for music. But that's ultimately what inspired me to write this book. I wanted kids that may have been in the same position as me at that age to know that they were good enough, and their talents were good enough to take them far, and they could be successful with what they had inside of them.
I think that's a great point that you mentioned, because you know it's something that people experience in all families, especially if you've got, you know, you feel you've got these big shoes to fill, either from your parents, and I think, you know, in your case you've got it your parents and an older sibling, so you kind of feel, you know, wow, can I really match up? Are people going to always, you know, compare me? Am I going to walk in their shadow? But somehow you found the strength to find your voice,
Yeah, I
and
did.
your passion, and carve out your own identity. So you're showing people that it is possible to do that, regardless of having those big shoes to fill in the process.
Yeah, that's really what I wanted to show is you're good enough no matter what your talents are, whether you like to dance or play basketball or anything really. You're good enough just with your abilities and your own talents.
Who's
Yeah.
been your biggest champion or inspiration?
I think that would have to be my mom.
Mhm.
She's just been a really good role model growing up, and she's just an amazing woman. And I love to be like her one day because she's just so passionate and driven with everything she does. And so I strive to be like that.
That's very
Wow,
sweet.
that's such a blessing. I mean, to be able to have your mom as your role model and to aspire to be her is an awesome position to be in, you
Mhm.
know.
Yeah.
So what gets you out of bed? Tell us a little bit about Lexi. What gets you out of bed in the morning?
So, like you mentioned before, I just gave up my title as Miss Frisco's Outstanding Teen 2019.
Did you?
Um, and this past year, I just competed in the Miss Texas Outstanding Teen competition where I placed top 10. So that was really cool, and it was a great experience. I've been a part of it's the Miss America organization. I've been a part of
Mhm.
that for 2 years now, and I just aged out of the teen division. So I'll be entering my Miss journey very soon. I'm thinking about taking a year off just to kind of get my feet underneath me and just experience things and just feel ready. But I'll be back on the Miss Texas stage very soon.
That's exciting. So, and you're homeschooled, right?
Yes, ma'am. I'm homeschooled. I'm a senior in high school.
Okay, so in homeschooling, I mean, even I know for even here where I live, because I'm near Music City, so a lot of the homeschool kids that I know are homeschooled because of theater and music and dancing, and the ability to have more time to do all of those things makes homeschooling very applicable to them. Which is a wonderful thing to have. So what's a typical day? Like Brigetti was asking, what is a typical day for you? Because you have just come off this journey with a title and having to go to events and represent your state and represent being a teen and doing outstanding things. And so what is kind of part of your journey or your day, like your schedule and stuff?
Well, it was kind of a long journey just to get to the homeschool part of my life. I was in public school up until my sophomore year of high school. And I told my mom, I came in one day, I had a PowerPoint presentation, and I was like, hey, Mom, this is why I'm going to be Miss America one day, but it involves homeschooling. I have to be homeschooled. And so I was really set on that. And it took a while to convince her. It took about a year to convince her that I needed to homeschool. So when she finally let me, that's the great thing about homeschool is when you have stuff going on, you can go at your own pace and you can just do it whenever you need to do it, and also get all of the things done that you need to get done. So it's kind of like if I need to go faster, I can go faster, and if I need to go slower, I can go slower. It's really been a great thing for me.
Lexi, you express yourself so well. I mean, I'm not surprised that you became Miss Teen. Where did that confidence come from? Did you always have this kind of outgoing, confident personality, or was it something that developed over a period of time? I'm always interested to know where people find their confidence from.
Yeah, well, I credit all of my confidence and all of my attributes to music and to how it's brought me up. Just being on stage my whole life and really having to interact with people. I mean, my mom owned it's called the Rialto Theater in my hometown. She owned this theater, and they would do shows every Saturday. So I was always communicating with people. I was running around barefoot every Saturday night, talking to people and just meeting new people. So I really think that's where my confidence in being able to speak to people and be social came from.
That's awesome. It's a good training, really good training.
Absolutely, yeah.
Yeah.
So if somebody aspires to do a Miss Teen competition, and there's always people who want to, what is one advice that you'd give to them?
Well, it always sounds cliche and maybe a little bit cheesy, but I always just say be yourself, because when you're in one of those competitions, it's not about the gown. It's not about how you look. The judges really just want to see you for you, and if you're yourself, they can see that, and if you're not, they can see that as well. And and they always go towards the girl that they know is being 100% themselves, and yeah, just embracing their true self.
That's important.
Fantastic. I just want to say a quick hello to Maureen on LinkedIn as well. So Lexi, tell us about your journey as an author. What gave you the idea, and how did you get started? Because that's how a lot of people get stuck. There's a failure to lift off, as they say. So what is it that got you to the point to where you took pen to paper and started writing your book?
Well, like I said, I never thought that I would become an author. I just, that wasn't ever something I thought I would accomplish. But I pulled from my personal story, like I said before. I just wanted to put into a perspective of a child how I would have viewed it.
Show us your book.
Yeah, so this is my book. This is Harmony the Hippo. It's based on my personal story, and I really just wanted to put it in the version that a young kid that was like me could understand and could relate to. So yeah, it was a long journey. I sat down with my stepdad and he helped me write it. We sat down in my living room and we wrote it together because, like I said, I wasn't really an author to begin with. So he helped me a lot, but it's just been a great journey. Mary helped me so much. I was able to just kind of text back and forth with her and call her whenever I needed to and say, hey, how can I do this? What do I do now? And she was just a great help to me. I really couldn't have done it without her.
Oh, Lexi, thank you. I appreciate that. You know what I want to tell people? Brigetti, when we were kind of going back and forth over everything, Lexi wasn't sure, did she want to self-publish or find a publisher? And so this is something that was debating. We were debating about this and going back and forth. And I mean, I'm so honored to be able to have helped you. And I don't feel like I did a whole lot, but just being a little part of the, seeing where you were and trying to make those decisions, and was so exciting because I knew what you were doing it for and the heart that was behind it. And so it made it so special, to be able to watch that and be a part of. And you were trying to get things ready for your platform and to be able to speak about it. And she was kind of on a time crunch also, Brigetti, trying to get things done. And so, of course, self-publishing is a faster way to get things done. But, there's pros and cons to both ends of everything. And you were able to talk to a friend of, well, she's my publisher now, but Marissa, Frosch. And she was able to give some guidance as well on, what she thought you should do. And so I think it's all turned out really well right now, hasn't it?
Oh yeah. We did end up self-publishing, and I couldn't be happier with it. Down to the illustrations, I did not know what to do.
Well, show us some.
Show some of the illustrations.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Let me find my favorite one. I have a favorite one in here. This is one of my favorite ones.
Oh, why is it your favorite?
Well, actually, the words are my favorite. So it's, everyone has a talent given just to you, so don't be afraid no matter what you do.
Yeah. Well, that would ring true, wouldn't it? That's what you're talking about, isn't it? How old were you when y'all sat down and wrote the book? I've never asked you that.
How old was I?
Mm-hmm.
It was actually just last year, probably January, February. We just sat down and I was like, hey, I think this would be a great idea to write this book. So we just sat down one day. We did it in one day, actually. So it was really quick. I was like, I need to get this out. I need to tell people this message. So I really worked hard to get it out as fast as possible, and with the help of a lot of people, I was able to accomplish that.
And how did you choose your illustrator?
Actually, like I said, I knew nothing about writing a book or becoming an author or how to get an illustrator. That's one of the things I asked Mary about. I was like, where do you find an illustrator? So we kind of just reached out to our friends on Facebook, and we were just saying, hey, who knows an illustrator? Who knows somebody that is just really loves drawing and can do this for me really quick? So Pam Bentley, it's in the front of the book. She's actually an art teacher in my hometown for I think it's a middle school. She's an art teacher. So somebody recommended her, and I contacted her, and I was like, hey, can we get this done as soon as possible? And she illustrated the whole book during spring break. So, I mean, I was able to get it done really quick. She was just amazing. We texted back and forth. I met her at her house, and she had just the watercolor images on just a giant piece of paper. And she did it so quick, and they're amazing. So I couldn't have asked for a better illustrator.
What was your turnaround time? Because this sounds like lightning fast.
Yeah, this was, even just to get the illustrations done that quickly is absolutely amazing.
Yeah, so I got it done in I think a couple months. I really need to sit down and like look at the timeline of when I started and when I got it published. But it was just a matter of a couple months because I really needed it out before Miss Texas so that I could spread that message while I was still Miss Frisco's outstanding teen.
Yeah.
Wow. So I want to just tell you that, a few people on LinkedIn are saying that you are very inspirational, that saying congratulations to you, and surprised that you've been able to accomplish so much since you are only just a senior. So lots of people cheering you on the LinkedIn audience there.
Oh,
Thank you so much. That means so much to me.
They just need to go buy the book, right?
If you want to, yeah.
Yeah, that would be awesome. Yes, absolutely.
So who's your target audience for this book?
I love working with kids, and it's a book for all ages. You can read it if you're my age, older, however old you want to be. You can read this book and learn something from it. But I love working with kids. It's really been a passion that I've found. So I've done programs where I go and take my book, maybe sing a song. We make little instruments. So I've actually met with over 1,000 students this past year. So it's really awesome that I'm able to just have like little individual stories of kids that I've touched. That's really what makes it all worth it, one kid at a time.
Right. So what's your age? What is your age target for the book? Do you have
I would say elementary school students. I love talking to them, and they really accept the book, and they really relate with it the most, I think, as elementary school kids.
Yeah, awesome. Oh, I think it's so exciting. And it's so exciting to be with kids and see their lights go off and because they're not so tainted yet. They haven't been hurt by life. Most of them have not been hurt by life in the way that they won't follow their dreams, or they've stopped dreaming about wanting to be this or that, so it's a lot of fun to be around that age. It's what inspires me as well as a writer for children. I have a 6-year-old, so it's just like he does things. I'm like, oh, there's a book. Oh, there's a story. Oh, there's a book. It's like constant all the time. And so I go get my notebook and I write it down. So when I can get to that, but it's amazing how inspirational they are just spending time with them, and they're so full of life, and they live in the moment, and they don't worry about things as much as we do.
Absolutely. Yeah. One of my favorite things that has really happened to me in the past year, like I said, I've gotten the opportunity to work with a bunch of kids and a bunch of elementary students from all over Texas and Oklahoma. And I had the opportunity of working with some lower income schools in Oklahoma. And when they came over, they actually bused them over to Texas it's only about 30 minutes. So not too crazy, but they bused them over to our family studio. And I was able to do my little program within my school program. And that included my book and, just working with instruments, making little egg shakers, singing some songs. So what was really cool about that is we got this kid up there and we let him strum the guitar and showed him how, and he just did it really good, really quick. And then afterwards, we knew the teacher personally, and she called us and she was like, "Hey, you could not have picked a better kid for this program. He doesn't come from a great family, and he just loves music. He asked for a guitar for Christmas, or a batar, how he says it, for Christmas, and Santa wasn't able to bring him one. So that just really touched my heart that I was able to possibly change this kid's life with just having this program with him and showing him the confidence and the you can do this. So we were actually able to go back to his school and donate 2 guitars. So they get to they get to keep those guitars in their classroom and just hopefully impact generations to come and classes to come.
That's exciting. Wow, that's really special. Really special.
So Lexi, tell us quickly, we're almost out of time, but I want you to tell us quickly about your program that you're running for children and how people can connect with you if they want to join the program as a school or however else. Just tell us a bit about it quickly.
Yeah, so my organization is called Music Matters, and like I said, we do school programs. You can go to the kids, bust them in. It's just been a great experience for me to be able to do that. But yeah, it's just supporting music education and doing what I can to promote music education. I have a website, LexiRains.com, where you can find all of that information on Music Matters, on my journey, pictures from all the things that I've been able to do, and then you can also contact me because I'm always looking for new opportunities and new projects.
Wow, Lexi, you are such an inspiration, girl.
Thank you so much.
That is absolutely amazing. So you've got, just tell us again, what is your website? Where can people connect with you?
It's just my name, LexiRains.com. So super easy, super simple. And that's where you can find everything about me, all the information. And then you can also contact me as well.
That's awesome. And I'm sitting here while you're talking and all these wheels are rolling. I'm like thinking of these projects and collaborations.
Yeah.
So we'll have to talk because I'm going, I can just see all this stuff for kids.
Absolutely. Oh my gosh, that would be great.
Yeah, I'm so excited for you. And I'm so excited that, we can have you on this morning, and sorry that we weren't able to last week. We've missed 2 weeks and we're always sad, and life happens, doesn't it, Brigetti?
Yes, it does. Absolutely. Lexi, before we close, tell us a little bit about your marketing. How are you marketing your book? Because that's where people sometimes get stuck as well. They've now published the book and now they've got the book, and it's not a matter of just sitting back and folding your arms and waiting for the money to roll in and the books to sell themselves, right? Mm-hmm. So how are you marketing?
Yeah, so I forgot this part. On my website, actually, you can purchase my book, or you can even just message me. I'm really easy to get to. I'm really simple. But you can go to my website, LexiRains.com, and go to the shopping tab, and that's where I have the books for sale. So you can purchase this on my website. Yeah, that's where I have it listed.
And so are you doing book signings? Are you going to schools?
I have done some book signings, actually. The Denison ISD is my hometown school. They've reached out to me to come do author talks at their school. So that's really exciting, and I'm getting ready to do that. So I have done some book signings here and there. When we first released the book, I did quite a few book signings. Hopefully more in the future.
And I want to say thank you to Bridget. She's also put your website down as a comment for people there on LinkedIn so they can see that as well. Awesome. So I want to say a huge big thank you to her. And Lexi, what can I say? I want to wish you well. I think we probably would like to have you back on again to hear about you in a couple of months and see how things are going.
That would be awesome.
Absolutely. Yeah. And we'd love to chat with your mom for a sec. Say, thanks, Mom. Because kids can't get anywhere. No, we don't have to do it right now. She's busy. Okay. Maybe when you come back on. But kids have to remember, and their journey includes their parents too. Because how else do they get everywhere? Who pays for everything?
Yeah, I couldn't have done it without her. So
it's a team. It's a whole team effort.
Absolutely.
But thank you so much for coming on. We have enjoyed talking to you, and you are such an inspiration. Oh my goodness, you're such an inspiration.
Well, thank you so much for having me. I really enjoyed getting to talk to you guys.
It's been a big, big pleasure. And I want to say thank you again to our awesome audience, especially the audience on LinkedIn today. Thank you for joining us, everyone. And please share the show and spread the good cheer of Lexi's mission. So thank you, everyone, and join us again next week, same time, same place. Bye for now.
Bye.
Bye.